as Sandy said, my name is Tracy T. I'm the creative director of the performance side of basketball. So we do, myself, and we've got 4 other designers that work on all the product that you see on the courts today, including product for LeBron and for Kobe and really all of the performance side of the business. But I think where we started this project, and actually Sandy touched on it, we really look at the Air Force One on the performance side as the forefather of what we do today. As he mentioned, we look at the benchmark that the Air Force One set, and really the ground that it broke in 1982. Because as Bobito talked about in the video, before 1982, the shoes were a little rough. It was, they weren't very comfortable. They were hard. They were stiff. And what we would do, because I played during that time too, is you get shoes that were bigger, and you just layer on socks, and that was how you got cushioning. Well, when Bruce and Sandy and the team were able to develop air cushioning, that literally took Nike and put it outside the bounds of where we had been doing footwear before, and really separated us in the marketplace. So we, on the performance side, really look at the Air Force One as the foundation of which we have now built 25 years of history through some of the greatest products and greatest players to ever play the game. So when we looked at this opportunity to do a product around the same time that we have this celebration of the Air Force One, I can say this: what we didn't want to do was just redesign an Air Force One, and we didn't want to just restyle and modernize an Air Force One. That wasn't the intent. The intent clearly was to look at what the Air Force One represented in its time. And it was the best cushion product, the most supportive, and really the most comfortable shoe on the market. So really those 3 things is what drove the design of the Air Force 25. So the other thing that we really looked at was just this whole notion of craftsmanship. And we wanted to use this as a good opportunity to really learn some things that Sandy and his team have been working on with the recrafting of the Air Force One. How do we apply that to performance products? So our guys did a great job of a little bit of a display for the Air Force 25, but I've actually got one here that maybe we can look at a little closer. So this is the design of the Air Force 25. So you can see there's definitely some lineage in this product from the original shoe, but at the same time we really feel like it has its own kind of modern take, its own modern voice. And just to again speak of the 3 things really that drove the design of this product, as far as the cushioning goes, we really started from the bottom. So for us, and again, compared now to 1982, we've had 25 years of advancement on cushioning technologies. And at one time all we had was really one version of an airbag. And we modified it and made it work for running, and then we made it work for basketball. Well, we've taken that air thought, and we've gone several directions with it. But for the Air Force 25, what we've done is, for the first time, we've combined 2 of our best cushioning technologies. The first that you can actually see through here is a max volume bag here in the heel, because this is a shoe that's, again, it's built for bigger players. It's in our force line. But on top of that, what we've done is we've actually put a full-length Zoom Air bag. We actually use Zoom Air even in some of our soccer products because it's very low profile, but provides a very responsive feel. So we've actually combined a full-length Zoom Air for great underfoot cushioning with this max bag in the heel. And then if you look at just the tooling itself, one of the things that's very iconic on an Air Force One is just the cup sole. And in 1982, that was state-of-the-art. That was how we did it. We maximized that. So what we've done in this is we've really redesigned a modern cup sole. So we have a Phylon midsole, which is actually lighter than rubber, but then we've actually wrapped the rubber in areas for durability, and then carried through kind of that iconic stitching. Right. So it's actually got the stitching like the Air Force One in the toe and in the heel. And then, to speak about the support, one of the things we've learned from Sandy and his crew is just the idea of how you finish product. And we looked at this and said, if you were to approach a product from a performance standpoint, if you can make a one-piece upper, like a Vapor Mercurial soccer boot, that's a seamless upper. And there's no place to fail in that. So that's about as good as you can get. So if you look at this product, what we've done is from the foxing here, that back on the lateral side, all the way around to the medial side, this is one piece of material. Nothing's breaking that up. We picked up this detail stitch here, which kind of takes a little bit of a modern take of the toe-down detail of an Air Force One. We've reinforced it with some foam for lateral support. But it's actually from here all the way around. The only additional piece is just this big swoosh that again, kind of takes a little bit of its leanings from the original the original shoe. And then on the inside, we finish it off with a seamless lining package. So it's seamless on the inside, it's seamless on the outside, and it's got great cushioning. And again, using materials like this clear outsole, carbon fiber for torsional rigidity. So I think Sandy used the analogy of like the original Porsche 911. If you look at one today, you can see a ton of lineage, but it's a radically different vehicle from what they started with. And I think that's a little bit the same thought here. So we wanted to almost really approach this shoe much the same way we do our signature product with our key athletes like LeBron and Kobe and Ronaldinho, where we meet their performance needs, but then we layer in a heavy dose of their personality to really make it theirs. And for this, we really approached it like a signature shoe for Nike basketball. So how would we roll up 25 years of great learnings and great advancements in technical performance through the best product and best players, and kind of wrap that into one shoe. So this will be the first color to come out. We'll have a white version, which will actually coincide with kind of relaunch of the Air Force One. And to go with that, got a few other things in the old magic closet here. Will also be a black version, so kind of white and black. So you can see if you're familiar with some of our product, we're really using materials that are much higher grade than we've really used before on the performance side. So the feel of the product is great. It's going to feel great on, but also really has a great feel to the touch. So white and black. And then about the middle of December, actually some of our force athletes, Amari Stoudemire, Dirk Nowitzki, actually will start wearing this product around the middle of November. So pretty soon, actually the season starts next week. So about the third weekend of the season, they'll start wearing the white version. And then as the season gets on a little bit closer, around the first of the year, here's just some colorways of what this shoe will look like. Guys like David Robinson that maybe saw hanging around here earlier. So this is actually a colorway that Dirk will wear. So you can see how the product will start to look when it appears on the floor. It's a colorway like guys on the Philadelphia 76ers. So these are just some samples of what the shoe will start to look like when it actually appears on the floor. This is a colorway actually that Jermaine O'Neal will wear for the Indiana Pacers, black with a little yellow stitching. Start to see that. And then come college basketball time, we're actually going to flip it up a little bit. Have a little bit more fun with it. And if you remember the original dunk that we did for college basketball, we did a campaign called Be True to Your School. And we brought a lot of solid body colors to the court. It really made a great statement. So we're actually going to try to recreate that through the Air Force 25. So here's a couple of colors that you'll start to see on the college basketball floor. So we'll actually flip it up into patent leather and bring some great solid body colors. So it really kind of changes the look of it. But again, showing this to Nate went crazy. He's like, I'll take those orange right now. I'll wear them tomorrow night. So we've got some great response from the shoes themselves. We've actually had these products out for about 4 to 5 months on some top-level Division I players, and the feedback, as Sandy I think has maybe already mentioned, has been fantastic. So from a performance standpoint, we feel great. So that really gives you an idea of how the shoe is going to look on the court. And then we're going to actually take some cues from Sandy and his crew, which maybe we haven't done in the past, where we actually take a performance shoe right out of the chute and start looking at potentially some a little bit more kind of lifestyle applications, but still grounded solidly in the game of basketball. So what we've got here are some examples of a package that we'll bring, very limited, where we take the Air Force 25 and spin it in some, a little bit more lifestyle type materials, more into the boot leathers and that type of thing, but picking up the accent colors of the NBA teams. So this would, actually we showed this to Nate, so this is actually the New York Knicks colors in boot leather. And needless to say, he rocked that in the game, no problem. This picks up the colors of the Atlanta Hawks. So again, this is just a couple of examples. And here we actually looking at using a waterproof boot leather, and it picks up a little bit of the accent of the New Orleans Hornets. So a little teal accent with a little stingray emboss on the strap. So you can start to see how we have a performance shoe, but clearly takes the jump immediately into something that's a little more wearable, both on the court and off. And it was interesting actually talking to a player like Nate, who saw this, who we look at this as clearly a lifestyle product, and he's like, I'll rock that right now on the court. So it was interesting actually getting that feedback.